Death Cab for Cutie. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Feel free to introduce yourselves one at a time. We got the whole band here.
It's crazy. I'm Nick.
I'm Jason.
I'm Chris.
And I am Ben.
Well, thank you guys for coming in today.
Thanks
Very
for having
appreciate
us.
it.
Thanks for having us.
And the new album is coming out at the end of the month. Codes and Keys, May 31st, I believe, right?
That's
Yes.
correct.
Now, I was reading that you guys recorded this album little pieces at a time. Is that something you guys normally do, or is it just something you did for this album?
Well, I mean, every record we make kind of gets recorded in a couple different locations, but we made the conscious decision to kind of do a couple weeks on, a couple weeks off, you know, go to a new studio, kind of change up the environment. We recorded a bunch in Los Angeles and San Francisco, and also in Vancouver. We recorded a great studio called The Warehouse up in Vancouver. So
Now, anybody tuning in, we've got Death Cab for Cutie in the studio with us. The entire band, actually. You're in for a treat. And what is this I keep reading about? Your guys are all happy now. You're happy. Because I did an interview once, and I was like, I heard that the solo album was a really lonely place. No, it wasn't. I don't know what you're talking about. So are you guys happier now, or is this just media hype?
I mean, you know, I think it's an easy thing. It's an easy talking point, you know, to kind of
That's why I brought it up.
towards. Yeah. I mean, I think that this record is reflective of a little bit more of a balanced place that certainly I found myself in my life. But I certainly don't see this record as being a happy record or like something that's, you know, it's not a Prozac record. You know?
No.
It's like but it's definitely, you know, it definitely has a little bit more light than the last record. I mean, because virtually anything could have more light than the last record. So I think in contrast to Narrow Stairs, it's a much more even record emotionally, and I think you know, there are moments of very bright light within it.
Now, St. Peters Cathedral, right? There's the second last song on the album. And the way it ends is it ends like with a really like, this is all we are kind of experience. Is that something you have as a philosophical belief, or?
I mean, yes, to a certain extent. I mean, I think it's been said, you know, in other ways in the past. But I mean, really, you know, there really is no past and there is no present. There really is just the moment we're all in right now, and then it's gone, and then there's a new moment. You know, so I think that with all of the discussion about, you know, what happens to us after we die and where we're going or not going, I think it's important to kind of realize that, you know, this is the moment we're in now is all we have.
Now, when you bring an idea like that to the table, because some of these ideas are really divisive. I mean, you could ask 5 different people, get 5 different answers. Do you guys, sometimes when there's a lyric or something in a song where you don't all agree on, does that come to a head, or do you all just collaborate and move on?
I think for the most part, I agree with that sentiment. I don't think we've ever really butted heads about a philosophical. I mean, there's nothing like overtly controversial in the lyrics that you're writing. I mean, it's not. It doesn't, you know, make us have to take some huge stand as a band.
And the band isn't a writer's workshop or anything like that.
Exactly.
Either,
I mean,
you know?
yeah.
I mean, like anything that we, you know, stuff gets weeded out before it gets to the point of like, you know, I mean, if there's something that's super weird that we like didn't believe in and was like terrible or something, I think it probably wouldn't make it to the.
You guys probably wouldn't hear it.
We probably
wouldn't even
hear
get to
it
the
first of all, yeah.
We were actually just talking about the video being done in one take. Where did that idea come from?
Well, the idea for the video came from our friend and longtime collaborator, a guy named Aaron Stewart, who has made videos for us in the past and done work with the Decemberists and some of our other friends. And he came to us with this idea that was basically like, listen, nobody's ever done a live music video before. There's been live performances that have been, you know, captured, you know, and called a video, but never something that went out live as a music video. So, you know, we were able to shepherd his idea along with a great director named Tim Nakashi.
When he brought the idea up, were you guys, that is a great idea, let's not do it? Were you intimidated? I'd be terrified.
I think in the beginning, when I first heard the idea, I was initially completely excited by it. I mean, that was sort of on the tail of that episode of 30 Rock that was, you know, went out live, you know, and there was a sort of feeling of like, oh, I wonder if we could do something on the internet. But then as I sat and thought about it, and as we talked about it, we're like, I don't even know if this is possible. And once we really went out into the world, it really took Tim Nakashi coming in with an idea that we were like, oh, okay, this would be amazing to try. This will really be possible at this point. So, I mean, it certainly, there was no roadmap for it. It just sort of came together through a lot of conversations, and thankfully it did.
Thank you guys for coming in. Very appreciated. Read to your kids.